In Poland, can you tell, even in Poland, when you meet a person here that's from Poland, can you tell what region they're from in Poland just by hearing them speak Polish?
So that
You just said so.
I just said so. That is a little bit more complicated with Poland, and I'm about to tell you why. We have never started a vlog at 9:30 p.m., but we are starting today's because I don't know why this keeps happening to us. Well, it keeps happening. This is the second time it happened to us. We were driving back home from a meeting with someone, and there's a dog running through the middle of the street. I didn't even put my seatbelt on yet, so don't tell anyone. And we picked him up because he was very friendly, and we posted on Facebook on the local groups. Can we show the dog, Lonnie? Storm, come here, Storm. There he is. We already know his name is Storm because we posted on one of the local Facebook groups, the one local Facebook group for our town, and somebody already replied with the name of the dog. He was lost, obviously, earlier tonight. And we happened to be the ones that saw him. He was basically running in front of our car, kind of towards the side of the road, and we were just afraid he was going to get hit. So we picked him up, and there he is. He's very, very friendly, as you guys can see. Super friendly dog, super cool. Hi, Storm. And somebody already tagged someone else in this group, telling us this dog's name was Storm. So Storm is now with us temporarily. We're driving to the center of our town.
No, just go back to Hans's.
In hopes of returning this dog to their owner. So hopefully with a little bit of luck, this still happens tonight. We'll post updates. How's it going? Your dog?
Storm, come here, buddy.
He's so awesome.
Where'd you find him at?
Just down the road.
You're right down the road?
Yeah.
I've been out here looking for him and everything.
We were driving back home and he was kind of just running in front of our car. And so I am pleased to report that the dog has found their owner and they have been reunited, and we feel good about it. And now it's a different day, and I wanted to say something smart, but I actually don't have anything. So I think we're just gonna start this episode.
Is that smart?
I think we've said it like a million times already. And of course, it's not cold on my side. It's only cold on Blondie's side.
Oh my gosh, you're cold too.
I'm not cold.
That's why you have this big coat on.
Yes, but you're cold even in the coat.
Actually, I have two coats on. And I'm still cold.
I like winter. Winter is my thing. And now, there's Justin. Hi, Justin.
Hello. A little chilly.
How are you? A little chilly.
Yes, exactly. He was just having a conversation about that.
Can you tell by people's accent where Can you tell by people's accent where they are from in USA?
Yeah. Yes.
Definitely.
Most people.
Like 98% of the time.
Unless they're from those Midwestern states, actually, to be honest with you. Like if somebody was from...
But then you can tell they're from the Midwestern states.
Yeah, but there's so many of them.
Uh-huh.
I mean, also, do you think Maryland people really have an accent?
I don't hear it.
I don't think that Maryland people
Obviously,
do.
if I heard accents clearly, I would be better at, using them.
Well, I guess what I would say is there are very specific areas of the United States that have accents, and then there are about half that all sound the same. But like, Boston has a very distinctive accent. New York City people in certain areas have accents. The South have accents, and the rest kind of... Oh, wait, like also the Fargo, that whole North Dakota thing. They have very specific accents.
Wisconsin.
Yeah. But then most of the other states, I think, sound very plain. There are regions, even in Maryland, though, like Dundalk. I've heard that they have a very specific regional accent there, but for the most part, it's about 40-60. 40% have very distinctive accents from different places, and 60% are just kind of like English.
American English, of course.
Yeah. Yes.
Because there's also UK English and Australian English and
Well, yes, I'm
Irish
sorry,
English.
American English.
So all of those are very different. Those I hear. I'm not that accent deaf. Bogdan napisał, że najważniejsze jest, żeby się nie przejmować i być sobą. I ja się z tym Bogdan zgadzam całkowicie. Kiedyś u zarania dziejów lata temu czytałem, jak rozwijałem swój pierwszy tutaj biznes w Stanach, jak miałem wielkie ambicje, żeby być fotografem weselnym. Czytałem taką książkę, która się nazywa The Brand Called You, czyli marka, którą jesteś ty. Ty jesteś swoją marką, czyli po prostu twój biznes, twoje oblicze twojego biznesu i to, co reprezentuje twoja firma, to w zasadzie twoja własna osobowość. I to się powinno sprzedawać. I tak... yeah. I ja się z tym zgadzam, że jeśli nie prezentuje się ludziom tej esencji własnej osobowości, to bardzo trudno, o wiele trudniej jest sprzedać cokolwiek chcesz sprzedawać.
In Poland, when you're telling me about those dialects, though, as I just said about the United States, that there's a 60 to 40% ratio, I would say, where about 40% in different regions have very specific accents. Would you say every region of Poland has a dialect, or is there only certain areas that have a dialect?
There are specific areas of Poland that have very distinctive accent, like Silesia, you know. When we go to Warsaw, Poznań, Szczecin, Suwałki, or even by the eastern border, people can immediately, and they will immediately hear that we're from Silesia, specifically from Silesia. People from the eastern border, living close to Russia, Belarus, Ukraine, will also have a specific accent and local dialect, a little bit of local dialect, more of an accent actually, I would say, that is very distinctive and easily heard. And then places like Kashuby, that's like a separate language if they speak, you know, in their really local, heavily localized dialect. But also, and this is what I was getting at, I think everywhere in Poland there are families or simply groups of people, I don't know how to characterize them, that will place heavy pressure on speaking clear, average, regular Polish. And then hearing those people coming over here, you can't tell where they are from in Poland, because when they speak clear Polish, they could be from anywhere in Poland, you know, like so it's a little more complicated situation than here, because here if you live in the South, or if you live in New York, or you live in New Jersey all your life, you're going to speak in a very certain specific way, and there isn't like
there's no escaping it.
There's no escaping it.
Yeah.
There's no situation where, you know, you lived in Wisconsin, but somehow you all your life spoke like the southern people. I mean, it's very different. Pamiętacie, kilka odcinków wcześniej nagraliśmy krótką rozmowę z lekarzem, który przechodzi na emeryturę. Zrobiliśmy mu ładny portret. Odbierał w Polsce bardzo prestiżową nagrodę, prestiżowe wyróżnienie w imieniu swojego ojca. I dzisiaj ten portret, który dla niego fotografowaliśmy kilka odcinków temu, odbieramy, gotowy, oprawiony. Czeka na nas tutaj w tym sklepie.
Hi guys, I'm just here to pick up an order.
Okay, what's the last name?
Brooks.
Is it a frame, a ship to
Frame.
store? It's a frame, Brooks? Okay.
It's been sitting here too long, so maybe someone
Not
sold
that
it already.
long. No, it was just since the 3rd.
We auctioned it off.
Look, there it is. You didn't show it to us?
Yep.
I have to, because if it's not good or something's wrong. I want a camera. That looks like an expensive camera too.
It's sort of expensive, I guess.
Oh, it looks like it.
You're gonna be on his vlog.
Is it Nikon?
Panasonic, but it's
Pan-
mostly for video. No, it's
For
Panasonic.
video. Yeah, I need one, which they don't do for film and pictures, which is like you can't find one with 2-in-1. You know what I mean? So it's like
I would look at Sony
Here's
nowadays.
the
Sony,
big reveal. Should we do a drum? Oh wow! Look at that. That looks awesome.
This is the he was in the vlog, right?
Yeah.
What
It
is-
looks really
what is your
good.
blog?
So David is Polish, and
Okay.
so it's a Polish American vlog.
Okay.
And this
Is it
guy
on
is
YouTube?
actually. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what is it?
Oh,
like?
we are going somewhere. That's what
We
it's
are going
called.
somewhere?
We are going somewhere.
That's
Yep.
cool.
If
What
you
is
just-
it mean? Sorry, I keep
Oh, that's
interrupting.
okay. No. It's just like we travel a lot,
Right.
so it'll be between that or just our
Right.
daily life.
Just the
but
vlogging.
there's a
Yeah.
lot of intersection between Poland and America, and actually, this is a weird thing because he was
He
on.
looks so familiar.
Well, he's a radiologist at Christiana.
I have a YouTube channel, but I just started it.
You have a YouTube channel?
Yeah, I
Well,
just
gosh,
started.
you have to tell them.
What's the name
It's
of it?
called. I'm pretty sure it's called Georgia Peach. Just Georgia Peach. It might be the Georgia Peach.
Are you from Georgia?
No, I'm from here. My
Oh.
name's Regina, and so
Oh.
I made a company for slime because slime's really in right
Oh my
now.
gosh,
and I
my daughter.
Really?
Love
You're
it.
doing the slime thing?
Here, I'll show you. I
Yes.
think I have, if you don't mind.
Yeah,
Let me
she's-
finish wrapping this up for you.
she's doing-
Do you know like Etsy? Are you familiar with Etsy?
Oh
Yep.
yeah, I have an Etsy shop actually.
That's my shop. If you want to scroll in, that's all the
Oh,
slimes.
cool.
And they're all scented, and there's
Uh-huh.
different ounces. And this actually comes in push pop, like the.
We'll send some people your
Oh my
way.
gosh. I
Thank
have
you.
to show Sheridan.
There's,
She'll be like,
there's the. I just started. So.
I'm gonna take a picture of it so
Everybody starts somewhere.
Yep. You guys have a wonderful Christmas.
Thank you so
okay?
much.
Bye.
You too.
Right here.
Print picked up, looked great. I think the final recipient, the customer, will be happy. We're delivering it right now, and then what are we doing? We're looking at something else. Maybe we'll vlog it, maybe we won't.
I mean, it's higher, but we're not. But now we're both in it. What are we doing this for?
Okay, sunlight. Because it's weird in winter. I've been trying to record a simple thing for like 3 days now. We can't do it in our studio because it's super cold in there. I don't want to do it on the sofa in the house because it's just too much of a private environment for me. It feels weird for me to vlog on the sofa. And it's just difficult in winter, you know? I feel like I need to come up with a dedicated space where we can just sit down whenever we have something to say and we can just record it. So now we're gonna do it in the car while driving.
Okay. Are there people in Poland that speak that dialect and don't know Polish other than that?
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
Oh, of course. There's many areas and there's many, people that speak only their local dialect and they're unable to speak anything else. They just don't
How
know
is that? Like when they go to school, how can they continue to speak that way when you go to school and they can't be teaching in that dialect?
I think this comes from, where the environment where they grew up, their families and their friends and their closest ones. I think in schools they try to kind of put more pressure on speaking the proper clear Polish, although I don't know how it really looks in every single little area of Poland. I can't tell. But I think this comes basically from your home, from your family. Thank you guys for your attention, and sorry that this has been a long break again, but I guess it's time to admit it. We're doing what we can. The situation is still the same. We simply have to focus on making enough money to survive right now. That's why the vlogging is sort of less frequent than it used to be. And for now, I don't think we're able. I mean, I'm ready to admit it. I have to admit it at this point. I don't think I'm able to get back to the 3-day schedule right now, but I'm not giving up. You know, in the future there may be a time when again we can resume that higher pace, and I hope we will at some point. And also next episode coming to this channel is going to be really cool, so please stay with us, because on Sunday, today is what, Wednesday? So today is Wednesday. This Sunday we're recording something really cool. I don't want to, you know, promote it too much yet because nothing has been recorded. We don't really know how it's going to turn out, but based on the arrangements that we have made and the person that is coming to the channel, I am very excited. I think it's going to be really cool. Anything else you'd like to add? Thank you guys so much for staying with us. Hope you're having a great time wherever you are. We'll see you in a few days. Bye.
Miles I moved as a child from Natchitoches, Louisiana to Hemphill, Texas, and in Natchitoches I grew up saying the word again, like for the word AGAIN.
Yeah.
And then when I moved to Texas, which was only 54 miles away, the kids in school made fun of me for
Again.
saying again, and they were like, it's again, not again.